Today is June 26th, 2023. I'm going to discuss a strategy now and formulate it and brainstorm ideas in order to make my trading better. So the first thing is entry to a trade requires pre-planning. That pre-planning requires a entry can be done at any time, and that's one of the things that makes it very, very interesting. Okay, so that is called entry into a stock. Now the exit is something that happens after the trade is made. So this is an opportunity for me to really now delve into a trade. What is a trade? When I'm talking right now, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Okay. So now it's to own up to the fact that I have no idea how to trade. Now I need to figure this out. Figuring out may take a while here. It's already 1 minute, but I don't know how long it's going to take to describe this so that I understand. Now a trade will occur if I recognize something. Recognize a setup. When there is a setup, then I recognize it. Then I have to formulate a stop loss. I also have to have an idea where I'm going to stop gain. Okay, so that's something that I need to consider as well. So these are the strategies that I need to employ. Now I'm just stuck at this point when I look at it. So what are the risks? What's the risk involved? And what am I willing to lose? What am I willing to win? So I'm looking at the situation here. So, am I willing to, the risk to reward can be 2 to 1. 2 to 1, or whatever. That's going to help me define how I'm going to trade. So when I enter a trade, I need to be either I need to be looking at it, or I've already set the stop loss and stop gain, and so that means that I don't have to look at it afterwards. Or if I am in a trade, I'm curious about it, then I need to be careful of the trades that I make. Okay. So does it make sense to make multiple trades at the same time? And why would it make sense to make multiple trades? More than one? One trade. It's going to be either a hit or a miss at this stage. And I'm going to take my personal account and see if I can make that work. Now, when I'm writing this down, I'm thinking to myself, hey, before I started writing this down, I had a pretty good idea of what I was going to write about. But at this point, I have a writer's block at this point. So the setup is clearly defined. If I am unable to see define, it's pure guess. The setup is essentially a guess, or it is essentially a statistical guess. Okay, it's either a guess or a statistical guess. The idea is to have a statistical guess instead of just a random guess. And what could happen if it's a random guess? It's most likely because it looks like it's down too much. It looks like it's up too much. It looks like it's trending in a certain point. So I need to debunk that particular perception about the stocks and clearly define the things that says that that is a statistical probability that it's going to yield in a certain way based on certain criteria that I look at. So if I look at this situation here, so what I have to figure out what are certain characteristics that helps me to make a statistical analysis of what the stock is going to do. And so here we go. So that's where I'm random or guess. And statistical advantage of taking a looking at it, looking at the situation is there are various avenues of looking at it. And one of them is if the stock is red, why is it red? Is it going to be is it going to open up red? Is it going to continue being red? Is there some signs that says that what are the signs that are telling me that the trend is going to continue? Okay. So the most important part is trend, identifying a trend. That is the most important part of trading. That's the first, when a trade is made, I have to identify the trend. Okay, I have to identify the trend. And what is telling me that the trend has been established? That is the most critical component of day trading, which is essentially to clearly define whether a trend has been established. So there are three different types that I've looked at so far in day trading that I've experienced at this stage. A trend is going to be either up, it's going to be sideways, or it's going to be in a channel, or it's going to be going down. These are the four components of a trend, right? There is no other components to a trend, and these are the trends. So what are the characteristics that define each of these components? And then once I define what those characteristics are, then I can clearly substantiate it based on analysis of what I've determined and defined it as an uptrend, and based on statistical backtesting of the information to tell me that it is going to be in that manner.